The Simpsons, are they happy or unhappy with their lives on balance?
Are we talking the proper Simpsons seasons 1 to 9?
Yeah.
7.
Probably generally, I would say relatively happy.
That's interesting. Okay. I've got to update Ghosty.
Yeah, we had that discussion. Right, we're recording now. By the way,
I think Marge Simpson is something of a tragic character.
And I say it was Marge that was the one I said was possibly the unhappy, or at least putting up with things.
Yeah. Well, although Lisa's probably very unhappy in some sort of like a systemic way. Actually, that's interesting. Maybe The Simpsons is like a good what's the word that's not microcosm? Microcosm. Yeah, of like male privilege in that it's like the men are all like la di da di da, things are great, and then the women.
Yeah, that's where American Dad follows that particular trope. But that's what was not American Dad, Family Guy. And I was saying before we started recording, American Dad goes the other way with that, and it's a different 50s sitcom trope in that the wife is the ditzy blonde sort of thing. So it's still not really.
So my point was that all sitcoms, the characters are flawed and limited. Like Marge is unfulfilled. She is capable of being more than, not more is incorrect, but like her role is limiting compared to her faculties or whatever. But all the characters find fulfillment with it. They find it's life, really. You find fulfillment and joy within your limitations. Ideally, and
we are not the target in this.
Yeah.
For me, in The Simpsons, they do find joy and fulfillment, and because Ghosty was saying that The Office is sadder than The Simpsons is sadder than The Office, the American Office. Yeah. He was saying in the American Office they're much happier, and to me, if I had to, I think that fundamentally they find joy in both, but The Office is sadder than The Simpsons.
Yes.
To me.
But I don't know how much of that is like aesthetics and cartoonishness.
Yeah, the reality of a live
because
show.
Homer literally fulfills, or he's an astronaut, he's a fucking football, but an NFL player. He can't remember whether he becomes an NFL. You know what I mean? Like whereas Michael in The Office he's only ever. That's the best his life is ever going to get.
I kind of feel like Homer Simpson and Joe Rogan are very much birds of a feather. Like they are like the American everyman in that way. Do you know what I mean? Like bald, and basically a bit of a dimwit, but have this like weird.
Well, that's the genius. That's the genius of Trump. Like Trump manages to appear that.
Yes, and appeal to
he has the dumbness down. I don't think he's quite as dumb as the liberals are like to think, but he's pretty dumb. But he's not an everyman, and yet he manages to inhabit that aesthetic.
It's the same grift as Farage.
Yes, it's the pound for pound. It's the same grift as Farage and Boris Johnson to a degree.
Boris Johnson as well. Yeah.
It's that same. I think the thing is with Boris Johnson is that I didn't. He's very posh. Like elite Farage has this thing where it's like, oh, I'm having a pint, I'm having a fag. I think we have that residual subservience to like an affable toff will be like, yes, my lord. It's like, oh, it's the local gentry.
That's exactly what our last MP was, Rees-Mogg.
Yeah.
And now he's like, I believe he's now a reality TV person or something.
Oh,
as well as
no,
I think he's got like a at home with the cocksuckers or whatever,
Interesting. I think.
Sorry, maybe that.
Yeah. That's a bit unfair to cocksuckers, really. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Very unfair, actually. I can we just re-establish that on the show? We very much approve of cocksucking.
Yeah, we do approve of pro cocksucking.
Yeah. In both directions.
And anti.
In fact, I don't think Rees-Mogg has sucked a cock in his life, to be honest. And maybe he'd loosen.
I don't know. He was at public school.
Oh, public school. Yeah.
Pig's cock, maybe.
I was going to say, I think it's interesting that like Thatcher kind of was an everyman, every woman, if you prefer.
Yes.
In terms of her upbringing, so like she was.
Yeah, she was much more middle class than most Tories.
Yeah, lower middle class. Yeah, and yet didn't cultivate that. She cultivated
and John Major as well.
I don't know his upbringing.
He left school at 16.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. And he presents
despite being a
himself...
Tory leader, he wasn't a complete cunt.
Yeah,
The thing
he
of-
was
He was only
the
about
thing-
90%, you know,
yeah.
which is
The
pretty
thing
good
about
for any MP we've ever had in my life.
I mean, to the left of Starmer.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah. Well, so
And
Thatcher.
Yeah, but also
That's
smart.
scary enough, you know.
John Major was a smart guy. I mean, we
Yeah,
might not
I think so,
necessarily have the same politics, but like he was diplomatic. He was someone that could stand on the international stage and not cause an embarrassment.
I've probably said this in recording before, but the Northern Irish peace process, he was largely responsible for that, and then Blair came in and took all the credit.
Well, as they did over Mo Mowlam as well.
Yeah, Mo Mowlam, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, and Mo Mowlam helped us a bit would be the thing that Blair has put forward, you know, since then.
Yeah,
and he's the mouth of Sauron as well. You know?
I at least hoped that Starmer would be smarter than he is.
No, he's shown
Yeah, I
to
know
be
what you mean.
really thick.
You know,
he's not.
Yeah,
he's not even good at being a puppet for the people that are controlling him.
He's president man. He is.
Yeah.
Man.
He is so president man.
As Avis Sorala says, that fucking bobblehead.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And the thing is, I bought the grift, right? He spoke proper. He wore a well-fitting suit. He said he knows what long words mean, and and I thought, you know what? I get the Starmer's to the right of the Labour Party. He's the right of me, but at least it's nice having a smart person in charge. Might not agree with him, but at least he's not going to do
the old adult in the room.
Yes.
Bullshit.
And
no, unfortunately.
Whoops! I keep falling for these things. I give too many.
The thing.
Well, it's a poor choice. So what are you going to do? You know.
Yeah, but I feel particularly guilty because I don't usually tactical vote, and I did in this election, and now I feel stupid.
The thing that confuses me is like he was the Queen's Counsel, King's Counsel, whatever. Like and a barrister. Like you've got to be fairly smart to just.
You'd think so.
Become that.
You'd think he'd be able to think on his feet and talk properly.
Yeah,
but
a lot of it is going to be about getting to positions of that height. A lot of going to be about connections for sure. But he's got to have But I think there's different kinds of intelligence. I just think he's.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is that regarding what I just said actually about thinking on your feet and being able to talk, I think the problem is people like that, especially in our politics, Western politics in general, is. They're not able to. They've got to be guarded and thinking about everything they say 10 times before they say it now.
Yeah,
because they've got to remember who's paying for everything and who's pulling the strings. And they've got. They're not allowed to say what they think at all. They're not allowed to react to things. They've got to keep a line in their head. You know.
Yeah, and also the people that Starmer was like he appeals. He appeals to judges. You know. Like he is in those circles. He's not in our circles.
Yeah.
You know, he might be great in front of a judge, but shit in front of anything else. Yeah. You know, it's. You know, maybe he was a very good KQC or whatever the letter is, but like,
KDE,
I guess that.
KDE.
Plasma, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
XFCE. You know, but I guess being a good public prosecutor doesn't make you. Is it no? Sorry, King's Queen's.
It was He was the director of public prosecution, wasn't he?
That's the one.
Was,
yeah. Maybe that has no bearing on how you are as a politician.
Right. I want to make I wouldn't call it an apology or a correction. It's more of a slight tweaking of something that we've said a lot, and it's literally regarding Shozating. Shozating might be more generic than we thought.
How do you mean?
Rather than being a specific service, I think it's like what builders call video services. So rather than being YouTube or PeerTube or whatever, or even
it's an activity. It's an activity.
Yeah.
Rather, it's like streaming.
Yeah, it kind of covers like their. It's like their version of intership communication uses it as well. It's like where's the video conferencing stroke video recording thing? There it is. Shows the thing.
Is it a bit like when we have Jitsi in the corner of the screen when we do our show? Is it?
That's like branding. It shows the thing is a builter.
A term like streaming or.
But
rather
the
than
thing that makes me
service.
the thing that makes me think about that is that the show's the thing looks like it's branding.
No, if you look at
yeah.
their interfaces on belter ships, they have that for other stuff. It's like the window. It's like the what do you call the thing? I don't use them, so I forgot what they're called. The window bar, is that what they're called? Title bar. Yeah. It's kind of like the title bar on their stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
So
because remember, we're mostly what we see is probably Martian tech. Almost everything we see is probably Martian tech, primarily because of like the Rocinante and stuff, followed by Earth tech, which probably in turn encompasses like the news services and stuff. Then the belters are sort of last, and it's only this series we've seen a lot more built technology in the form of the Behemoth and little side things like slingshot guys stream.
Before we get into the content of the show, Chris, to what extent did we hoodwink you?
Whoa, 90%. You got
really okay.
Oh, you're really going to hate us by the end of this series, then.
Absolute bastards. Oh, hang on a minute. Why is Miller actually alive?
Not
Miller is alive.
We had this conversation, haven't we?
But you'll know when you watch the next episode. So never mind this. Forget it. Put it out of your head throughout this episode. But next episode, when you're watching it, there'll be a moment where you'll think of us.
Fuck's sake! Is it do people who have died get brought back to life or something? I don't know. Anyway, before we also get into
it's very specific. You will think of us though when you get there.
My
anyway,
God, you guys. I kind of like that. I see. There was something when I was watching that made me think. Yes, because here's the thing that I should have picked up on, and I didn't until it was too late. You were trying to deliberately temper my expectations as to whether or not Kamina Drummer was alive, whereas usually you would under normal circumstances would have poker faced that.
I don't know if in situations where I feel it to be semantically clear, like the filmmakers have told us something without explicitly spelling it. Because when she gets crushed by that, we are supposed to think she's dead. I think when she gets crushed and she goes limp, like that is filmmaker talk for she's a fucking goner.
And also, Ashford says, if it rolls one way, I'm dead. If it rolls the other way, you're dead.
Yeah. Had she been dead, I think we would have reacted how we did because the filmmakers made it clear that she's dead.
Yeah, I think
they
by
were
the end
lying
of that
to
episode,
us
without any future information, it was shit. Drummer's sacrificed herself to save Ashford and the ship.
Well, I mean, I thought she was alive, didn't I?
You did, yes.
Yeah, you had it right. Yeah.
But I mean, think back to the Spike incident and how weird that was. He should have been dead,
Well, we concluded that the spike moved. It was a
cinematographical error.
Yeah,
like a typo, but in cinema and films.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because I guess because the whole moved. Yeah. But I also got a note. Oh, by the way, just for the benefit of folks at home. What did I do when I found out that Kamina Drummer was still alive?
Oh, you sent us a little message that said...
That night?
Yeah, it was that night. You absolute fuckfaces, all in capitals, with a picture of Kamina in a hospital bed with her eyes open. And Drew, for some reason, reacted with a little dancer. And I reacted with the Bugs Bunny going, "Hey, now you stinker."
Yeah. And it's like, because I knew you guys would be fucking giggling like schoolgirls at that.
Yes.
See, this is it. This is why I feel like this is why I believe the best in politicians. I'm
no. We don't lump us in with them, man. We knew you would find the truth. We weren't selling you on anything that wouldn't be resolved within a.
No, it's all good fun, but my fuck. I am gullible sometimes,
I'm extremely gullible, yeah.
And I think we've gullible in the dictionary. There's a picture of both of you together.
we literally did that last time we mentioned it. But no, I think this is what we said last time. I would rather be gullible. I'd rather trust people and get fucked over than go through my life not being trusting.
I agree, but it's hard sometimes. Not here, by the way. This is all funny.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But it makes me feel like
it hurts.
Yeah,
it leaves you open to pain, but it also leaves you open to joy.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us have experienced a fair amount of pain at this point in our lives.
Yeah.
So, but
ain't I a stinker? That was the first thing going into my head when you said it. Actually, the Bugs Bunny thing. I love that.
That's yeah, you got me. But like
I say, halfway through-ish, 3/4 of the way through the next episode, think of us.
Oh my god. Okay, I've got another note that's sort of out of show context. Were the Mormons right all along?
In what way?
Getting the fuck out of the solar system.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, in that sense, yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't all going, I don't think. I don't think every Mormon... Well, maybe they were. How many of them are there? Yeah. Big ship.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was thinking, right, like, what if the Nauvoo had been completed and they set off their voyage, maybe at some point last season. Oh, not last season, before the ring was constructed.
Yeah.
And then they go on to live a happy future. Maybe they were right all along.
Mm.
Is that part of the tragic comedy of the Mormons?
Maybe.
Actually, yeah. It turns out this time they were right, and yeah.
I'm poker face. It's not that I have nothing to say. I'm poker facing this bit. We'll return to this after the next episode.
Or that, yeah, maybe God does exist, and he was actually telling the Mormons what to do. Is it God that the Mormons listen to?
Yeah,
I guess, or like that James Smith guy or whatever. I don't know, the guy that looks into the hat with the magic stones. But yeah, maybe the Nauvoo was a calling. Maybe it was a proto-molecule. Maybe the Mormons were like, oh, it's calling.
Isn't it? Was this? Well, yeah, God. I suppose, yeah. I was going to say, but in this episode, Holden tells us he thinks we've got the nature of the proto-molecule all wrong anyway, doesn't he? But let's not jump ahead. Let's continue with the because that's cool.
Well, they do the roadside picnic thing of like we're ants to this civilization. It doesn't give a shit about us.
Okay, we're doing the whole thing then. No, let's go do it. You're fair enough. Yeah. Also, it points out that they're fighting remember I said already that there's a hint that they're fighting against somebody or something else, and that's further expounded in this episode.
Now, this is interesting because I'm still not sure if time travel comes into the world of the Expanse. Because Drew,
you're disappearing, buddy.
He's fallen into a chair.
You've just become a chair.
I'll wave my hand every now and then.
Oh yeah, because Holden does mention that the civilization that sent out the proto-molecule died billions of years ago, or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, he says that they're long gone. Yeah, it's a graveyard.
And it's like, inside this. Could it be that the proto-molecule is fired out as like a plan B, and it goes out, it finds something that it can sort of cling to and evolve with.
Oh, you mean connect one of these rings to the whatever the event was that killed them or something?
Well, presumably, if this ring and this station are connected to lots of different either things phenomenally far away or things in different times. Well, like even if it's phenomenally far away, if it's a galaxy away or a couple of galaxies away,
are you saying maybe a galaxy far away?
Far away, maybe long time ago as well. Yeah, you're wearing the wrong shirt for that, though.
Yeah, I'm today. Sorry. I should be embarrassed to wear this at the moment.
Oh yes, is that American football shirt?
Yeah, and the Browns have done incredibly badly again.
Oh, well, I come from a family of Gwent Dragon supporters, if you know rugby, and that's always depressing.
Well, it's not real rugby, though, is it? It's rugby league.
No, rugby union.
Is it union?
Oh, it's union.
Well, I thought when they had the fancy names like that, it was always league.
Well,
it does lean that way. It does lean that way. But,
league does lean that way, but it's Dragons, Ospreys, Scarlets, Blues. I think, are the Welsh teams.
Oh, right, okay.
So not like Dragons is the most fancy of them, but it's Newport, and Newport has a lot of dragonsy stuff. Newport is the Dragons bit of Wales, I think, maybe.
Wasn't Dragon Computers set up in Gwent area somewhere?
Dragon Taxis, famously mentioned in the GLC songs.
What?
Dragon Taxis.
No, the other part.
No, the other part.
oh! You know, Goldie Look and Chain.
Right.
Yeah,
I thought you meant the Greater London Council for some reason.
That's all I could come up with as well. Yeah.
The Greater London Council Taxi.
I didn't realise
they operate in Newport. Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, like if you're traveling from galaxy to galaxy, you need to be doing something wibbly with time, right?
Well, this is where space-time being space-time comes into, like, if you're, what you said, if you're traveling a very far distance, time becomes an issue one way or the other. Either it takes an incredibly long amount of time to get there, or you get there quicker, but then relativity does some bullshit.
Yeah. So presumably there's some kind of, if it is the case that they're traveling from galaxy to, vast, incomprehensible distances, then my guess would be that time travel does come into it. But then to what degree?
It depends what you mean when I say the relativity bullshit. Like, if they're traveling very fast, like, close to speed of light, they're going to be time. They will experience time differently than people on the planet they left and people on the planet they're going to. So in that sense, they're time traveling. They will experience time differently, which is different from time travel, which, as far as we know, is like physically impossible, like fundamentally impossible.
Yeah, but then it might happen in ways that we're not sure as well either. Like, the protomolecule might get blasted into space, and then it might do something that I can't think about right now. Like it might resurrect
something
the dead.
I can't think about right now because
my point was really,
my brain is set up not to comprehend time travel. Sorry.
There's kind of two categories of time travel we can talk about, just like relativity happening or like magic, space magic time travel, actually literally going forwards and backwards in time kind of thing.
Back to the Future style.
Yeah.
Or Doctor Who, since she said wibbly.
Wibbly,
Go back and fuck your own mum.
Of course you'll go there.
Don't give me that look. That's what that is a plot
That's
point.
Back to the Future. Yeah, that's true.
He wants to fuck her son.
She does get a wee bit horny for him,
yeah. But that's because he looks like his dad, right?
No, he doesn't though.
Yeah, that's a good point. It looks like
remotely. He looks like James Fox. That's he looks like Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, he does look a bit like Michael J. Fox.
Quite a bit like him.
Yeah.
Oddly enough,
yeah. Actually, and the Professor looks a little bit like Christopher Lloyd was, But then again, a lot of people look like Christopher Lloyd. Actually,
I don't see that.
You don't see it? Maybe if we watch it again.
No.
Yeah, maybe,
I mean, to be fair, he looks a lot older than Christopher Lloyd.
That's true. Yeah. He does.
Yeah, like Christopher Lloyd, but older. Yeah.
Space aliens dead.
Oh, and also one thing as well, right? Since we're talking about all of this, boring scientist man. I don't think he's that boring.
I never did. I quite like him. He is kind of boring.
Okay,
but
is my character that's the equivalent of Drew's dislike character then?
Oh, really?
Yeah, just don't like him. I mean, I don't wish him to be dead like you do with people usually, but I have no, just I just don't like him.
All I'm saying is the Graf got what he deserved.
I mean, I think you are happy with de Graaf dying just because he's a liberal, right? Or
it's a bit. There's more to it than that, but that's in the pot, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I can see where you're coming from with that. So when boring science guy is he's doing all the calculations and all that kind of stuff, is he doing it on the Behemoth or is he doing it on the Thomas Prince and then chatting to the Behemoth?
Not sure. Could be either.
No, he's on the Thomas Friends because he gets told to stay behind.
Oh,
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
I remember they're
Yeah.
talking to him over shoulder thing.
Yeah, right, gotcha. Okay. I thought that might be the case because there's no one around. Like he's the only one in.
Yeah, he's just sort of standing talking to himself, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Whilst Ashford and the Lucas or something, the name of the commander
Gregory.
guy. No, Gregory's the other bridge officer guy. What's the name of the officer? The one that went over to the. Yeah, Lucas. It is Lucas. Captain Lucas is the guy that went over. Yeah. Or
is he the man bun guy?
Wait a minute, it could be. No, it's Kunis. Kunis is the man bun guy.
Kunis is man bun guy.
Lucas is the MCRN one, I think.
I'll be honest. I wish I looked that good in a man bun, particularly from the back.
I think you look good in a man bun.
It's okay, but
As
he
much
like
as,
kind of looks.
much as anybody can. You know.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not like. I'm not.
Come to us. Walk towards the light.
I'm not. Yeah, like I'm not claiming that man buns are in any way acceptable in polite society. But if I have it, I think it's my face shape. Is if I have the man bun on the back, it's harder to do, but also it's harder to manipulate around the back of your head than it is to do on the top of your head.
This is true. Yeah.
But also, I think my face is quite long.
Kunis has got a long face. Kunis has got a long, but then the actor with Kunis has got a long face, but he's also got one of those, like a beard.
Interestingly,
that's a bit like this actually, but dark, not grey.
Because I think I share. I think similar.
And Lucas is the woman with the grey hair that's talking to Bobby. That's who she is.
Similar to Hamish, I'm not a fan of a man bun, but our friend Danny, who is queer, she likes a man bun and the kind of men who wear them. Like of men, they are the most acceptable men to her, which is interesting. Which I mean, I grew up in a hippie town, so
yeah. Well, that kind of explains it, innit? Because like,
yeah,
I have the man bun to let people know I'm vegan, right? That's how it goes.
How does anybody know you're vegan? Well, you'll tell them in that way. You know? Yeah. I use Arch, by the way. You know.
Yeah. He's not actually in it that much. I'm trying to find like a shot of Unis. What's his name? Kunis. That's it.
He's in it quite a bit, I thought.
Is it?
I mean, he's prominent. He's not in it lots and lots of scenes, but he's in a couple of scenes where he's there for quite. There's a lot of that. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get you a picture of him if you want, or you.
I got a picture of the back of his head, but.
Oh well, that's better than what I've got. I've got the front of his head.
Well, you put the front of his head up.
I put him on the screen for the viewer.
Okay, and then
the
so the back of his head.
Actually, no. His face is rounder than I thought. Now that I see it in detail again, it's not. It's long, but it's not pointy oval. It's just kind of slightly oval, rounded. You know.
Yeah, it is quite, and he's got like quite the chiseled jaw, and the good facial hair. It's a good style he's got there, to be fair.
Yeah. He doesn't really look very military, does he? When I think about it,
no, you wouldn't think a man bun would go in the military. I guess
it's hair up, in it. Like if you have long hair in the military,
it's hair up. If you're a woman, but I figured if you're a man,
I assume they've moved
equality,
past the
I find it weird.
He's a very handsome man, may I say?
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that is a perfect man bun.
Yeah,
I think it's possible as well.
It looks good on him.
That there's a bit of a cultural reference in his look as well. It's got a kind of a sort of shogun-y Japanese sort of thing going on.
I think man buns were historically more of a thing in East Asia anyway, right? Yeah. So,
yeah. Well, I think.
Which is maybe why he can pull it off better.
Yeah. Well, the hair suits them quite well. Like this is a messy man bun because my hair is like, look at this, right? Like,
does that even count as a bun? That's not a bun. It's a bun part, I guess.
There's a bun part to it. Yeah,
I would call that a high ponytail.
A high ponytail, high side ponytail.
Yeah,
that's not because the ponytail doesn't have a bun.
Open up Fallout 3 and see what their haircut is called in Fallout 3, because it definitely exists.
I don't think this is in Fallout 3.
This is totally a Fallout 3 haircut.
Anyway, we all know that Chris is a Klingon now, so.
Oh yeah,
what it says down, yeah.
I don't even know what happens if I put Fallout 3 haircuts into DuckDuckGo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it does give me them, but it doesn't give me the names. But I don't think... No, there's no top knots or anything like that.
See, that's more of a top knot than a man bun, yeah.
You could call it a top... Yeah, there's a bit of a top knot, maybe.
I meant yours, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's like...
Not really.
Anywho.
I'm sure there are. Are you looking at the ladies' haircuts? Because I'm sure there are on the ladies.
I've got some ladies' haircuts. There's a lot of mods there. But, well... that side, I don't know if anyone at home knows what this is, what this contraption is. If you can even see it there.
Bite my tongue then. Make some sort of snarky comment by accident, of course.
Yeah. But it's. I mean, I'll get it done soon at some point, like cut, but
shaved.
No, don't. You'll regret it in the long run.
No, you won't.
It's more hassle to look after, but.
You got to ask yourself: are you a roundhead or are you a cavalier?
Well, I mean, cavaliers like to party. I don't like to party, actually. Don't I?
I'm a mild partier.
Yeah, I used to like to party, but now
the roundheads had a better aesthetic.
No,
but I like utilitarianism, don't I? I guess I lean that way. You lean more foppish.
but they. I mean, the roundheads all look like Oliver Tree. Do you know who Oliver Tree is?
No, let's have a look.
Okay.
I better do this for the sake of the audience as well. Then
I can put an Oliver Tree behind.
No,
whoa,
no,
Drew, rather.
No, that's not the Mormons. That's Joan d'Arc.
What the hell?
No, Mormons are like what's his name out of Crank?
Jason Statham.
Yeah, he's a roundhead. That's the roundhead aesthetic to me, just like tough lad.
Oh, really?
I think, yeah.
I thought roundheads.
There's a couple of pictures.
Because it was the shape. The roundhead came from. They shaved their heads and didn't wear wigs.
I thought they were called roundheads because they had haircuts like this.
No,
the helmets.
No, not that. No, I think it was the shaved heads.
Okay.
As opposed to the wigs that the Cavalier side would. But yeah, here you go. Here's a roundhead. He's a roundhead man.
Wait a minute, are you saying Prince Charles's hair wasn't real?
That's the roundhead man. It's very utilitarian. Very, I like it.
I'm showing that to the audience as well.
Hang on a minute. You say you like utilitarian, but what was that? What's the thing that you keep talking about? The dressing down of men.
Yeah. No, I think it's an interesting phenomenon, and I think we've gone too boring. I think option for me. I like utilitarian. I'm not going to tell anybody else what to do. You like foppish and like it suits you. I like utilitarian. That suits me. I want you to be foppish and rakish. And for me to be utilitarian and brutish.
Rakish.
I don't know if he's a rake. That's quite harsh.
Totally a rake.
No,
rakes. Is rake bad?
Rakes, yeah, rakes a wee bit.
I don't. What's rakish?
Rake. Oh God, so many.
Rake is the sort of slightly roguish.
Oh, it means to collect with a rake.
No. It says here, lewd, debauched.
Yeah.
That's not. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I've misunderstood what rakish means. I mean, what do I mean then? More. You're a fancy lad, like an aesthetic fancy lad. Dandy-ish. Yeah.
A rake was a man who habituated to mortal conduct, particularly womanizing.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I can't find that definition in the good dictionary.
Oh no, this is just DuckDuckGo's and.
Oh no, there's so many more definitions than I thought there were. Holy shit!
Oh, we're learning words.
To walk about,
this is
to
not
gad
an educational
or ramble
podcast.
idly.
Yeah, that's like a rakish angle sort of use of it, I suppose. Yeah.
Oh, synonyms: dashing, old-fashioned.
Yeah, there you go. See,
Smart, sporty, flashy.
See, I tend to think of it more as like a wide boy,
A soft-brimmed hat which he wore at a rakish angle. A person.
Okay. This is still a verb. To act the rake, to lead a dissolute, debauched life. Yeah, I don't really mean that.
No, here's one. A rakish person or appearance is stylish in a confident, bold way.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Profligate. Oh, that's a good word.
Profligate's a great word.
That is the word that they use in Fallout New Vegas to describe like the people of the strip in Las Vegas. Profligate. They use a degenerate and all these, and I think like they're kind of like the alt-righty terms in a way, or the ones that alt-righty people sort of
when they use pejoratively. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because it's like because some of the alt-righty people they like using those old-timey words because it makes them sound smarter than they are.
Yeah.
Profligate.
To be fair, I like doing that too.
I do too,
but I'm not alt-righty. I do enjoy.
You're not a fascist then?
No,
not currently.
Okay.
Good to know.
Are you, or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
I fucking wish.
No. I was on a panel with a Communist Party guy once. He was very nice, and to be honest, generally everything I said I agreed with.
Well, in the last election, do you see that Communist Party lady? I mean, there's a bunch of communists, but one of the Communist parties. You see the lady who was on that fascist TV channel with Theresa May and just sort of tore her apart?
Or the other one?
Not CBeebies. Did you not see her?
No.
British lass who just gave, I think it was Theresa May, she just gave her a dressing down basically, and it was quite enjoyable. Just from the Communist Party. Which they had. What's the fascist TV channel that started up?
The other one, not CBeebies,
GB News. It's on GB News, yeah. And they had a communist on, which they would never do on the BBC, which in itself is interesting, but yeah.
Yeah, although
they'll platform anybody right of Hitler all day long, but you know.
Yeah.
Anybody left of Thatcher is not going to get a look in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but isn't GB News not considered a news channel by Ofcom?
Yeah, there's another. There's two. There's two of them, though, isn't there? There's the other one as well. The less one of them's slightly more successful than the other, but they're not a real. Yeah, they're not. For legal reasons, they're not a news channel. One of them, I can't remember.
Do they have a regulator? That's probably why they're not a news channel. If they don't have a regulator,
they're under a different regulator. Yeah, they're under Ofcom instead of whatever the other thing is, which is like press related.
Ipso is
maybe.
I think there's a few.
I lose track of it all, to be honest. I tend to blank out anything about that kind of thing.
Yeah, well,
I forget they exist, and it always amazes me. It's like mobile phones and social media and stuff, you know. Just amazes me and confuses me when people actually mention it as if it's a real thing.
Well, the thing is with Ipso is that whilst they have very little power, there are press regulators that do have more teeth, but Ipso is quite feeble.
Well, the problem is that most of the things that have gone on in the last 40 years or whatever about the press have been actually illegal and they should be prosecuted. It's not like there aren't laws against what most of them have done. We don't need more regulation. We need to, I think Ian Hislop said the same thing. We just need the laws to be enforced.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
But then, I mean, you got who's the guy that does? Is it the Daily? Boris Johnson put someone in charge of the BBC or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
One of his inside. I mean, thing is, it's
not in charge of the BBC. It's a weird organisation because it's hooked into the government without being directly hooked into the government. So on paper they can say, no, it's an independent thing. It's but it's not. It can't be because of that. Basically,
we decide your budget. We decide who's in charge of you, but totally independent.
Yeah. Well, also the contract goes up for tender, so it could be one day the government's like, you know what, we're going to give the contract to YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fucking interesting. Instead of make YouTube not have any adverts.
But you couldn't because it's an international thing. It would have to be some. I know BBC are international, but they're not. They don't have a specifically.
Yeah, you'd have to jig it about a bit, but like you maybe YouTube would have a separate
PeerTube would have a we could be the BBC.
Have a PeerTube and make YouTube federate with it. And then you could have publicly, and they could finance the educational programming, because some of the educational stuff can be quite useful, and the blind stuff, and all the accessibility stuff, they do some of that.
Well, the blind stuff, I'm sure our blind and partially sighted viewer is going to be very happy with you there. That's good. You've thought of them.
Yeah, like, I mean,
not in a token way at all.
I mean, they do. The
blind stuff is fine.
I'm just being a dick. It's all right.
They do the deaf stuff too.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about the mentally disabled, like me, it's fine to say like the head cripples.
That's true. You can say that. You can call me whatever you want, really.
Yeah, that's fine.
No. Oh my god! Right. There's Lucy's favorite film is The Newsies, which is an old Walt Disney film, right? And a few years ago we watched it, and they used the word GIMP quite a lot. It's a children's film, mind you, and they used the word GIMP quite a lot.
The thing is, this is just something. Words are the polite term for a thing, and then just become pejorative over time, and then you have to find a new polite word, like stupid.
Or
back in the day was really fucking offensive. An idiot, stupid, and idiot were really offensive back in the day, and they come in and come out, and I'm not sure. I mean, it's just a part of it's how language works to an extent, but
because they were like there's a guy who who was on crutches, and he was and it wasn't like they weren't pejoratively using it. They were just referring to him as you're talking about the GIMP.
Yes,
like they do that
gimpy leg, dead word. Not of the time, but I think that like somebody called me a gimp. If somebody called me a head gimp, fine. I don't give a shit.
I mean, it's not even that offensive nowadays, is it?
I think in America,
I think it's hugely
something bigger in America.
I think it's very much.
I think they made it. It was a sort of Streisand effect sort of thing, really. Personally, I thought that it was.
I think it very much depends how you say it, what tone you say it in, what you mean by it. Like this is a thing on the ID politics. Liberals, like, intent doesn't matter. Interpersonally, intent very much matters. Of course, it does. Very important. What was
I mean,
intended.
it matters like 90%, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the most important thing. From the point of view,
because that's how we use words. If it's like
if you meant to be mean or did not mean to be mean is really important.
Yes. Yeah.
Politically, intent doesn't matter. Outcomes matter.
Yeah.
But interpersonally, very different.
Yeah, because it's you're expressing a disdain for someone, and if you don't have that disdain, then there's because as you say, words change over time all the time.
Yeah, it's like somebody calling you English as a slip of the whatever versus somebody calling you English with the intent of insulting you. Like, it's very different.
You're
both fucking English.
I mean, my complicate. I think, to be honge, I don't hate the English as much as Hamish. Because
I don't hate the English. Whoa!
Are you saying
some of my best friends are English?
Well, the people I know, right? There's people I know that are English.
The language was unclear there. Are you saying you hate Hamish more than you hate the English?
No, I don't hate the English as much as Hamish. Oh, I see. I see.
Words that are minefield.
Well, because I like. Okay. Oh my God! I can say something so controversial now. Okay.
Say it.
I think that a lot of Welsh culture and Welsh nationalism is forcibly kept around for like political them and usnings for reasons of ID politics. Whereas
it always will be. It always will be, right?
Whereas, well, I think with Scotland, they have a much more. That's a lot more organic. I
think regional identities and things like that are they just from what I know. I mean, I'm not spending loads of time in Wales, but I know quite a lot of Welsh people because I live right next to Wales. So I've worked with lots of Welsh people and everything, and it's they don't seem as different if that makes any sense. I'm not trying to
would you say would you say that Welsh is more distinct from what we think of as English culture than is Yorkshire? Is Welsh more distinct from English than Yorkshire is?
Yes, but I don't know, because part of that is artificial. Like, for example, I would be fine if the people that wanted to speak Welsh learned to speak Welsh, but they stopped trying to make it like job requirements and things like that. Like, can we just naturally let the people that want to speak it, and the people that don't?
I think the problem with that is because English within the United Kingdom is hegemonic. If you go down that route, Welsh culture will just slowly be erased.
And also the problem is that people learn learn English in school.
We learn Welsh in school.
Do you? All right, we don't learn Gaelic at school.
Like, I get that, but also, like, I kind of feel that, like...
Well, again, though, let me clarify. I'm from the Central Belt. I'm from, like, the most anglicised part of Scotland, probably. I mean, maybe the borders are more, but I don't know. I think...
And I'm from near the border too, which is why all three of us can have a civil conversation. It's
difficult to say correctly, but like, but for me, it's not about England versus the home country.
The problem isn't England. The problem's
it's everybody versus London.
Yeah, the problem London and the southeast is the problem with Britain. The problem with the UK.
Yes.
And not necessarily the.
And when we say London, we don't mean Londoners.
Yeah, because actually central London is probably not that bad. Yeah, especially the more or the less affluent areas and stuff like that. In fact, even some of the supposedly more affluent areas of London seem to be much more or much less right wing. Anyway, at least.
Can I just want to sort of caveat something I said earlier. When I say intent matters, that doesn't mean that it's an excuse for causing offence. Like, I meant well isn't an excuse. You still have to take responsibility.
This is the problem that people. This is the problem that people who talk about free speech miss. Is that you can say what you want, but you've got to take responsibility for it. And that's what free speech type people in the modern sense, particularly, don't get. It's like, no, you can't just say what you want and then go, it's all right, it's free speach. You've got to back up what you're saying.
Have the free speech to come back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't. That's another one that they'll use. That the right wing people will use is like, well, it's my right. It's free speech. It's like, well, no, that doesn't mean you've said it and that's it. That's correct or more valid than something else or whatever. Anyway.
Also, the thing is as well, we don't have free speech in the UK. That's very much an American thing.
It is, right? I mean, you can still. It's a liberal concept that we blah 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 blah. But as a legal right, we don't have anything like that. No.
There's no enshrinement of it.
And also, especially when it comes to the king, there's a lot of things involving royalty that
there's that archaic stuff that's still around. It's not. Yeah, that stuff never gets reviewed, even though they'll review all sorts of other stuff.
Well, we beheaded one King Charles. We can behead another.
Oh, yeah,
worth a go. Hey, if America can get rid of at least one CEO, we can get rid of at least one king.
Yeah, CEO of Britain, President man, CEO of Britain.
Bringing it back to scientist man then.
Hang on a minute. I want to address the hegemony comment that you made, Drew. which was
yeah.
like when it's like
it would gradually erase that. Yeah.
To be honest, right, I want to think like to the future, right?
Could you change your background back, Chris, please?
It's upsetting. It is upsetting.
Okay. Is it upsetting because how he looks, or
He's
because
very punchable?
Aesthetically upsetting. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll do.
I'm a delicate flower.
Show the ting. So like the thing about like I don't know how to say this sensitively, but it's like I think that the future is going to be interesting from a cultural point of view, and I think sometimes you can hang on to the past a little bit too much, especially when
I agree with that. Yeah,
especially when the narrative of the past is like very manipulated as it is, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I mean, and look at it. Sorry to bring this up, but like if you look at the Holocaust, right, it is fading out of living memory, right? And so like there's like when there were people that were alive when the Holocaust was blown open and everything like that, it was a huge shock to the system, and then they told it to their children, but then like through the chain of descendants, it can't be it feels like as it fades out of living memory, Holocaust denial is on the rise.
Yeah,
and
that's kind of how it works, isn't it? That's those kind of people are going to take advantage of the fact that the people who were actually there.
Yeah,
and no matter how good our storage media and recording and all that sort of stuff seems to become, people still seem to want to believe what they want to believe. It's
exactly history is like a story that people are fighting to tell it their way.
Right.
Yeah. And there's all kinds of like patriarchal stuff that comes into this as well.
Massively, that's what almost all religion is based on, a patriarchal.
Colonialism plays its part, all that kind of stuff. So I kind of feel like I don't want to say I'm a bit jaded with history, but it's like
I can understand that.
And I think
it's politics written down and justified.
Exactly.
I think people need to understand of history that it's an interpretive thing. It's not here are the facts. It is an interpretation of
but it's often thought of as here are the facts, and that's
it's the same problem with science. People think that science is a set of rules that are laid down and immutable, but the whole point of science and scientific method is that it's always mutable. That's the point. It's always
science.
It's always open to being tested and stuff, and that's why things happen. Like simple analogy of that is a new unearthing of something historical. Historical dig site can change the narrative of a people's or an area. There was something quite recently, actually, I forgot what it is now, but there was one quite recently. They dug up something, and it was like, oh, this has changed our view of some. Not in a like the world-shattering way, but that would make a difference to anybody looking at that specific people or subject or time or whatever it was.
So like to put like a positive approach to this sort of situation is like I think we should be more interested in creating the new cultures of the future rather than holding on to the old cultures of the past.
I agree with that, because if you follow the if you follow the route backwards of like protectionism and traditionalism of culturally, then we just split further. We split into smaller and smaller and smaller. You were this tribe and I was this tribe, and which is historically not good. I think of us thinking of ourselves as one thing. It's finding the balance between retaining what is still alive, and
and that's where the problem comes in with, and the difference as well between Welsh nationalism and Scottish nationalism. There are people of all shades of like the reason for being involved, as as Chris was talking about, people doing it for bloody mindedness. There is that in Scotland as well, definitely. Just to be anti-English, as there is a component of that. But the problem is, if we don't hold on to some of that, and not that part, but if we don't hold on to some of our own identity, then it all becomes London. And it'll never all be London, but then it'll all be treated like London. Well, here's a simple example actually of that sort of behaviour and what's the word? Systemic. systemic overlaying. I don't know what the right phrase I'm looking for is, but if you like, I've had my own business in this area, and it's a small town, small village. But what happens is we're in the same, we still are in the same council area as Bath, which is a fairly big city, a fairly small city, but a fairly important city. Big tourist place, affluent, yeah. Bits of it, anyway. That's the other point. I've lived in Bath and in a shitty bit called Twerton, which is the second worst part of Bath. There's a bit that's even worse, believe it or not. Anyway, so the point is that where I live here is 8 miles away, roughly, from Bath, and is nowhere near as affluent. We don't get the so I'm talking about this from a business owner point of view. When I had the business, our rates and things, and all the stuff that the council wanted us to be involved with, or paying for, or taking part in, was all geared towards Bath. So people try to charge rents and rates for, so that the owners of the buildings and the councils and everything try to charge Bath rates for everything. But we don't get that. We get, the town that I had my shop in, like the next town over, couldn't sustain a bookshop. But it's got like 10 charity shops and 20 takeaways, and it's basically treated like a commuter town for Bath. You can't do, and it's that sort of enforcement of. I can't think how. There's a word for it. In fact, I think there's an actual word for it, but I can't, or a 2-word phrase for it. And I'm trying to think that applies to that. So it's like they're trying to make it that because they're sitting in their office going, "Oh, we're all part of this one big thing," and we're as important as Bath out here, and the councillors think that they're.
You mean like gentrification? Or?
No, not quite, because then the town would have other things in it. The touristy money would be spent there as well. And what happens
so the bad parts of gentrification, but not the good parts.
Yeah, well, there is as much as there is any good parts to gentrification. Yes, yeah, that's it. There are a couple of chain things there, but they've come in at the expense of some of the things that were there to start with. There was a coffee shop, and now there's probably a cost. I mean, I don't know, town centre and all that, but yeah, and there are a couple of specialists. I mean, my shop was specialist, obviously, computer things as specialist. And that didn't actually do too bad. I mean, it was my mental health that stopped that from going on. I mean, it would have fallen apart anyway because Windows is no longer a viable thing for most people. It's too many. It would have been. I would have had to have moved into like supporting Apple and Google, Apple and what do you call it? Google things and all that sort of.
Oh, Google Chrome.
Yeah, well, not necessarily, but like to be viable as a shop, I would have to be repairing phones and tablets and what have you, instead of repairing Windows all the time. Anyway,
Chris, you did have. Sorry, you had a point about hegemony that I sort of stepped on.
Oh, yeah. And that's a fair point about London. I suppose to extend that, it could be like, I mean, I'm not saying being swallowed by London is not a good thing, but being swallowed by Europe is better, and maybe being swallowed as a world people may be better.
Yes, well, ultimately that would be the perfect thing, as everybody. But the problem is that it doesn't happen it doesn't happen like a warm embrace from the outside. That's the problem. It starts. It's more like tentacles reaching out from one central place, and this is why, particularly in Scotland, we do not want to be ruled by London. There's a lot of people that just don't see it. And how you said you felt duped and all that. There must be lots of people. Certainly, Brexit was one part of it, and the other part was the campaign for to try and undermine the independence vote, which was the amount. I mean, it must have mattered to them if you look at the amount of money and effort they put in to pushing no. Not to tell you the benefits of it, but pushing Americans, literally pushing it. And
America will never stand for an independent Scotland. Like, it will not happen under America's watch or whatever.
Yeah, because there's
the
oil and the bases. Because you're not going to. They're not going to put the nuclear stuff anywhere else because nobody else will take it now. This is the thing. If you tried to put it in, say, Liverpool or Newcastle or Portsmouth or something, you would have, the people just wouldn't stand for it. But it's there, and it's it's just in Scotland. Oh, there's nothing there. But
in terms of being embraced by a Europe or whatever, I agree.
Yeah. I was always.
But the intent behind the embrace matters, and if the intent is to homogenise, as is the case with the EU, I think. To work in a particular way for one particular entity, and everybody else is subservient to that. I think that's a bad thing. But if in a more BRICS-y way, where everything is allowed to retain its identity and interests, and we work together for the common good, very much so.
A co-op rather than a takeover. This is the thing: is I think Scotland, independent Scotland, as a European EU nation would have been butchered. And that was another thing: is after the EU vote came after the independence vote. And that is quite telling in terms of how it was all organised as well.
Yeah, and
as was the order in which the way that the voting the last big vote we had on electoral reform. Again, it wasn't. There was no. Oh, it's better or worse. It's whatever. It was scary stories. It was. It'll cost money. It's confusing. You're too thick to have this. Basically, was what they tried to say. That was the thing, and it was all fear, and it worked. Yeah.
And I hate that it worked.
But
I was so disappointed.
This is what I don't understand. Is why people are believing that the SNP are somehow doing damage to Scotland that wouldn't happen worse as it has already done because already in the newspapers you'll see that the SNP have mismanaged this. The SNP, it's in all the headlines in the newspapers of the Scottish editions, and the SNP did a really, they're not perfect. It's not a socialist utopia by any means, but it's a hell of a lot better than in lots of parts of England and Wales. For various reasons,
but for me,
they make it into a thing about the SNP rather than Scotland, or rather than Scottish autonomy, and they're trying to take away more and more power from the devolved parliament at the moment. And this is the Labour Party doing that. Yeah, supposedly the party of the people, as you know.
Yeah, and I suppose
this is really taking.
This is very political. But at the very least with the SNP, they're not dictated by London. That's
that's
We can't be.
Go on.
One of the things I like about the internet is that how it has allowed, to some real degrees, some sort of anarchic cultural side of things. Like with memes, it's like I think memes are like a really profound art form. I know that sounds silly.
It's like global. It's a graffiti. It's a graffiti expanded, isn't it? It's like that Spanish guy, whatever, looking really sad with his arms behind his back, waiting wistfully for something. It's like that. I've seen that meme in like dozens of languages. It's great.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's Spanish. He's got the mustache, the Spanish mustache.
Oh my goodness! Is his name Manuel?
Okay. That's okay.
Is he from Barcelona?
Spanish mustache is okay.
Right. So we are talking about the Expanse, though.
Okay. Yes. All right. Anyway,
it's interesting that almost all of this applies to the politics of the Expanse, but not in this fucking episode.
But although
them all working together is quite interesting because Alex and Amos have a little chat about that. Peace in our time, and all it took was for everybody to be about to die.
Well, I mean, isn't that not massively dissimilar to like World War II when there were like big internationalist efforts to bring people together in the wake of it, because we know that working together
without it, I can go that. But I mean, it's not worked for climate change because billionaires are still making
billionaires. I mean, we got to preface all of this by saying...
Drew puts it better all the time. There's a difference between two different types of capitalism, isn't it? Global capitalism,
bourgeois versus global. There's a war. There's a war within capitalism between bourgeois capitalism and global capitalism. Farage and Trump represent bourgeois capitalism, which is like people who own factories and stuff, like localized capital, versus international financial capital, which is localized capital.
Although, because Trump has the backing of a lot of like crypto tech bro billionaires. Is that like, are we starting to see a consolidation of that sort of?
Not really, because
I think that's more. I think
they're grifters. They're the grifter side still. You know, they're
like fundamentally the reason the Republican Party fell behind Trump is because global capitalists would rather have a bourgeois capitalist than somebody who's not capitalist. Like they, you know, that's still better for them than the alternative. So they'll now bide their time.
Which American president hasn't been capitalist though?
Well, no, they're all. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking, you know, the closest is Bernie.
Yeah, so that's what you're saying. Pushing things away from the even the option of it. Yeah,
and they'd still rather have an out and out. I mean, it's complicated. Yeah, go on, Chris. Though.
But is how like, I mean, this is clear as day when you talk about how Bernie, how they would rather have won with Trump than lost to Trump than won with Bernie.
Yeah.
Like
that's what they did here with.
I think part of that, and this can be overstated, but part of that is the Democratic, not the politicians themselves, but the Democratic, you know, infrastructure, the party infrastructure, which is a lot of consultants, a lot of, you know, PR people, researchers, you know, pollsters. They do well whether they win or lose. They kind of do better when they lose because they get more funding, because they can, every time Trump does something stupid, they can send out a mail shot, get a ton more donations. So it's almost in their interest to lose rather than win. So they at least don't particularly care whether they win or lose.
I can't help at this point to start thinking along the lines of Chomsky's what's the thing, manufactured consent, where it's like the Democrats are kind of like they're pacifying people basically left of center at this point. It's not even pacifying the communists and the socialists. It's pacifying anyone who's even vaguely remotely social democrat, it seems at this point. And it's like they're tactical losers. They're there to make people think that they're in a democracy, but then they keep saying, "Oh, we're the only ones that can stop Trump," and Trump's beating them 2-1. You know, like.
And they also keep saying, you know, Trump is a fascist, and the problem with that is if fascism doesn't come about, then they look like liars, and it's boy who cried wolf. And if what Trump is fascism, then the response is, well, seems okay. Fascism's all right then.
Yeah, they're handing their position in the you know they're transitioning the government over. In fact, there are Congress people who are actually trying to reach across the aisle to the fucking Trumpians at this point. Like I see part of me, if I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt, are kind of thinking,
don't do it.
Progressives on the left are so lost at this point because they've had loss after loss after loss, and any wins that they've had have been taken away from them. Like, I think we can expect some weird behavior from progressives at this point.
The most frustrating thing about the Democrats in America is they won't fucking try. They could have tried with Bernie. Give it a shot. But the problem is they're more afraid of social democracy. When they stop lying for the media, they're more afraid of Bernie than they are of Trump. The Democrats are more afraid of Bernie than they are of Trump, and that's the problem.
And you listen to Republican voters about this, and you tell them why
that's why they killed Kennedy, isn't it?
Well, yeah. But when you listen to like Republican working class voters, a lot of them will tell you that they'll never vote Democrat because Democrats are a party of liars, and they do,
and they are.
Which they are, but that's an irony, you know.
And it's like, you know, at least. And to them,
the
Trump
wolf that ate my grandmother did say that he was going to eat grandmothers.
Like... This was us trying to talk about The Expanse.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Sorry.
And I need a cup of tea. It's
okay. Yeah. Well, I'll do a little recap that won't be anything you've not got then. So, scientist man has the idea. Not a very clever one. I think this is another reason I don't like him. This is not a great idea. And I think
thought it was a bit wild, yeah.
Everybody around him, I know what he was going for in a scientific point, and he got it, but he really wasn't thinking about the consequences let's cause a nuclear explosion somewhere near the station so we can measure some stuff.
And after the
last thing that happened is like, you know, a third of the people on the ships inside the ring space were killed, and a third were injured. Another third were injured. So,
and that was just a Martian throwing a grenade.
Yeah, and he says that as well. He even says, a Martian threw a grenade and it defended itself. Yeah. But he's like, no, I've been measuring the energy of this and energy of that, and I want to measure what happens if we. Why does it have to? Yeah. It's just it's along the same lines as the Eros thing. Why do that? Do your evil experiments, but why release it on a whole fucking whole population like that? It's a bit mad sciencey, and I think that's why I don't like him. I put him in the same category as the mad sciencey people from Protogen. Really is like that's reckless. I'm pretty sure Drew, given his attitude towards the Manhattan Project scientists, might have some sympathy with my argument. That it's more reckless than it is helpful, but he manages to persuade. More importantly than anything, I think he manages to persuade Ashford, and Ashford is the de facto
boss at the moment.
Boss, yeah. He's. There's 3 bosses. There's one for each.
Although Kunis seems to be against the idea.
Yeah, exactly. But for some reason, so Kunis is against the idea, and he's from the Earth lot. I can't remember what the Martian lady says at all. If do they even ask her? That's worrying. Do they even ask her? I'm sure they must do. I'm just not remembering the exact time.
I'm assuming so, but she is a black woman, so they might not.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. She's an older black woman. She's got grey hair and stuff. An older black woman. Why would we ask her anything? Yeah, don't clip that out of context. Actually, I'm going to say almost everything in this show could be taken out of context, couldn't it, Drew? The Holocaust aside.
Actually, to be fair, if we ever get cancelled for something, we can just point to, all right, watch the entire Space Virgins.
Yeah, you have to watch all of it and find out,
Yeah, you have to find the bit.
Yeah. So he does it anyway, somehow overruling...
Sorry, Drew, what are you eating?
Yeah, what are you eating, Drew? Chips.
My sister made me a lovely steak and chips, fries, steak frites for Ghosty. I think it's something like that.
Chunky fries.
I've eaten all the steak, so I'm dipping the chips in the blood. Sorry, I realise you're a vegan. I apologise for that graphic.
But I meant tomato sauce, to be honest. Tomato blood. So anyway, so then he does it. So they blow up the engines of a small probe or ship or whatever it is, and he gets his measurements, and he's overjoyed. But as Holden, I don't think it needed Holden's super duper deep revelations to realize that this was a fucking bad idea.
I'm
even
amazed
Ashford afterwards says, "Well, now they've taken the entire human race to be a threat," But he doesn't seem to be as pissed off as he should be either,
This is kind of an arc for Ashford I still love Ashford, but this is an arc that we're on with Ashford, which is an interesting arc during this last episode. But yeah, no, it amazed me how quickly everybody agrees to that in this dangerous place that's reacted dangerously. Let's do something even worse than what we've done before to provoke it and see what happens.
Given I was just saying when you were away was that the short version is that it's like the Manhattan Project. He wanted the data, but he didn't he didn't think about letting a bomb off somewhere would be a bad idea.
But that in itself, that's kind of what scientists are supposed to do. That's fine. But the people in leadership were all just like, fuck it, give it a go.
This is what we were saying that Kunis didn't agree. So how did that get me?
But he exceeded. He didn't. They didn't.
He had to...
black lady and Asian dude, like they didn't. Object stridently.
Yeah, no, he did. Kunis did. He stepped in the way.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like, but the thing is, he is outranked basically.
Right. Yeah.
And also him being a captain. I think he was a Captain Kunis, wasn't it? Like he's going to have respect for the captain's rank.
Commander.
I think there might also have been a bit. There might have been a bit of like it's the Belters. If they want to do it, they're going to do it. We can't stop them.
Well, it wasn't the Belters that wanted to do it.
No, it was Ashford. It was Ashford arguing for it. I think in the leadership, it was Ashford who was behind it.
Okay, but it was the science man.
Scientist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's science man that's he wanted his data, and it was.
But yeah, they've woken up the ball.
Well, this is it. I mean, it was already. Yeah, okay.
Very annoyed about this.
It's a bit.
Well, do you know
just
what?
doesn't seem to make as much sense as most things do in The Expanse.
I agree with you on that. I agree. Yeah, I agree with
It's
that.
an odd
but also
thing.
Okay.
What they get out of it sets up perfectly for the two sides that are emerging. You know, the let's do this thing and let's, you know. So Holden's of a, you know, communicate with, you know, he's trying to get Miller back and work out what's going on and try and communicate with the whatever's in charge of the
his position would be essentially, it's not trying to hurt us, it just doesn't realize we're here, basically. Something.
And now that's the point, now they know they're there.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? I felt the exact same way about the end of this episode, where it's like, okay, let's fire a top high.
Well, this is it. That's the two factions still. Yeah. One faction lets off a nuclear, or makes a nuclear explosion to piss them off, to piss off the whatever entity is in control of the station, and then thinks, right, okay, let's cut off their connection to the ring by destroying the ring itself. I think it's very to protect them.
It's poking the bear. It's curiosity killed the cat. It's what we are. We are human. You know, we
in some ways,
let's poke it.
In some ways, it is, but at the same time, I mean,
it is a weird step. It is a weird. After it's hurt them so much,
it was a weird step between getting the data and then coming up with the answer.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I feel like they could have got the data by. I mean, it wouldn't have been as cool. It wouldn't have been as, you know, it would have just been a bit of exposition. Oh, I've been studying what happened when we did that. Well, that's what it stems from as well, isn't it? He studies what happens when they try to send a message out through the ring using the laser. But as you say, you're actually correct to say that Ashford is keen by then to turn the communications laser into a weapon. Because these other weapons weren't working because his ship wasn't rigged up for them. But hey, it can fire a laser.
Well, I think without getting too spoiler, I think this is the start of this is Ashford wants to go down in a blaze of glory. Is that too spoilery?
I don't think it's spoilery. I think I mean he almost expresses that.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah. It's Ashford's down, whereas Kamina lets but
it's let's go down in a blaze of glory.
At least listens, you know.
From our point of view, let's go down in a blaze of glory in a situation where, hang on, there might be other options.
Yeah, there may still be other options. Yeah.
Like, hang on a minute.
Yeah, it's but I mean, it's, you know, the point is that you know, nuclear explosion aside, they've got to the point where, you know, the two sides, the two ideas have become clear, you know, competitors, if you will. You know, Holden wants to communicate and fix everything, and Ashford and, you know, the other people are basically going, right, well, let's you know, do the military solution, or as we see it.
Yeah, it's. I'm a bit disappointed that Ashford sort of went along with it.
Like I say, the thing about Ashford is that he's not the same character entirely. I mean, this is a much more sympathetic character than the book's version of Ashford.
I will say Ashford's motivations will make sense in the next episode. It becomes more clear why he's so keen on this path.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that not so much. I'm not sure the episode answers it completely, but it does build. I mean, every episode we've seen since Ashford came on is built on. Wait a minute, where us sort of going as an audience? Where's Ashford at? How loyal is he to Drummer? How loyal is he to the OPA? Even, I mean, to, you know, because he is a pirate after all. But Naomi describes him as one of Anderson Dawes' people.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
Scavenger. Why?
Scavengers.
Yeah,
no, wait a minute. Yeah, that comes back to. There's a sort of Old West. Not analogy. What's the word I'm looking for? Analog. There's an Old West analog there of people in frontier areas having bandits who are actually under the control of either another town or, you know, like a shadow force of a government or whatever who wants to influence how a town or territory develops. You know, I think there's a lot of hint of that, I think, in it. That Dawes uses the pirates and the OPA are not entirely disconnected from each other, shall we say? Let's put it that way.
Well, no, I figured they were pretty. You know,
but they don't. You know, but they're not all the belt. This is the other thing about it. You know, these are not all the belt. You know?
Yeah, but it's like a lot of governments will have will have like a criminal wing, won't they? As it were.
Yeah, privateers.
Yeah, privateers. You know, Russians are quite well known for it, but I think there's a. Yeah.
Well, so I think that the interesting point here is the most interesting character to look at with all this in mind is Diogo. Because his uncle was a genuinely hard-working, just trying to get by sort of person who was, you know, shat upon by the Martians at every turn. And they radicalised Diogo by causing his uncle to break and turn against, you know, to turn on them. And I think that was, you know, Diogo's journey is excellent, really. It really is. He's an amazing character. It's so much happens to him and around him that you can see exactly how it shapes him. And, you know, I'm also not sure if there's an implication that Diogo is involved with stealing the medical supplies and setting up a black market or not. I'm not sure. That's not a, you know, knowledge thing. I wonder if that's where we're at. But he's meant to be in charge of security, and that's what Ashford's point is of, you know, dragging him off and going, right, you little shit, why is this happening? Or why am I hearing about it from somebody else? You're meant to be in charge of security, you know. Anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
at
least it was a tangent within the Expanse.
Yeah. No, I think because he's got a criminal background, then obviously that's the thing. But I think he's just like a teenager that likes being in charge. I don't know. It seems it does seem kind of ambiguous, doesn't it? Is that
I think Diogo. I don't think he's stealing the medical stuff because I think Diogo 100% commits to whatever he sees as his cause.
Yeah. I suppose you're probably right there, but it's happening, and he's not. Yeah, he's committed to the cause, but not. And he wants to be seen to be the big man, but he's not as he's not as organised or meticulous as he should be. And experience. So probably people that he thinks is probably people who he thinks is in charge of are running rings around him in the background somewhere. You know.
Yeah, but well, let's hope he. I don't know, gets his fucking ass in gear.
Well, you know, is that likely? He's a young person. Anyway, so
he's not going to be young forever, right?
Well, you know, James Dean. Anyway, so we've got this two ways of dealing with things brewing now. But you know, Ashford also, you know, as well as everything else, they just say. And although this might just be a justification, but he does say that's not a bad reason to die either, is to save the human race sort of thing. Even if they'll never know it, you know. There's I don't know. Yeah, even with teleological knowledge, as is our word of the year,
word of the season. Yeah. Oh, hang on, it's 2020. Wait, Cap.
It's 2025 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
God. Anyway.
Captain, it's Wednesday.
Yeah. It's yes, I think pinning down Ashford is difficult for a lot of reasons. But yeah, I think we're definitely seeing. I think I've repeated myself. Sorry, but the important point is that we're getting here is there's two sets of people here. He might not have purposefully had a mutiny. But he still got. I don't think Drummer was wrong to say that he got what he wanted, either. You know.
But Drummer will be back
for now.
Oh, shush.
Yeah. Well, just next episode you'll see what we mean. Anyway, so So drummer, yeah, let's get back to drummer actually. So she has a chat with Naomi and Naomi helps her to build her mech legs. They're really, I think they've really got a brilliant combination of utility and function. A bit of the belter knocked together in my shedness, and also a sort of weird homage aesthetic to various other mechy things as well. It's like there's a lot going on there with those. Her posture with them, the sort of silhouette of it with the legs. I mean, there's loads going on there that my brain's like, I can't quite pick out one thing, but there's lots of different things going on there. And it's like that, that's that trooper guy, the OPA trooper guy goes, "It's good to see you back on your feet." It sort of hesitates a bit,
Yeah.
Here's an interesting thing. No, it's not actually very interesting, but do you realise, I didn't realise this until I saw it again, probably the third or fourth time. Do you realise where they've locked them up? Where they've locked up Clarissa and Holden?
Farming?
It's horse boxes.
The farms, yeah, the
horse boxes. It's not. There's not a brig. It's not a ship designed for that. It's designed to be farming. Yeah. It's horse boxes because you see the door and you look at it and you think that's a really weird thing, but yeah. So that's what they've used as a brig, is horse boxes, whatever they call them, stable.
Yeah, stables. That's it. Yeah.
No. What do they call the like paddock, or is it a paddock? No, a paddock's the walkie around a bit, isn't it?
It would be a stable, yeah.
It'd be a stable.
Yeah, it's where the horse sleeps.
Yeah, but each individual thing is a stall. That's
stall.
Yeah. Stalls in the stable. Yeah.
But yeah, just while we're there, when Holden is locked up, and he's locked up, next to or near to Peaches.
Yep.
And he sees her and he says, "Oh, hi, I'm Jim. What are you in for?"
Yeah, what are you in for? Yeah.
Her face is like, "Fuck me."
She just laughs her arse off. Yeah, there is a lot of weird coincidence
I
for
would
them
like
to end up together.
If we don't have another particular thread at the moment, I'd like to talk about Amos and Priest.
Go for it.
Yeah, Amos.
Minister. What is she not? She's not even. No, I mean she is a minister, but what does pastor?
Well, Alex
corrects
it
to pastor. Yeah.
Which I think is a Catholic thing, because
priest would be a Catholic thing. Yeah.
Priest is a Catholic thing. Yeah.
Also, I wonder if that's something to do with the Martians and if they've got some sort of religion, or I mean, religion doesn't. We were talking about this before when we were talking about the Mormons and stuff, but religion seems to be quite heavily still in humanity's everyday stuff.
But not a central feature of the universe. Just it's there.
Yeah, but they do send a lot of spiritual leaders, or whatever you want to call them, on the mission as well. On the scientists and scientists, philosophers. Religious figures and all that. That's what they send out, So it's an odd mix, but an understandable one.
Yeah.
Sorry, you wanted to say something, Drew, and I've stepped on it.
Well, I think Chris had something to say about Amos Priest.
I'm seeing an inverse of the Prax and Amos brotherhood a little bit.
How inverse in what way?
And how's that I can see.
I don't know if an inverse is the right. Okay, it's like
it's a different dynamic between them, a different relationship.
Okay, yeah,
but
yeah.
It's still Amos learning things and Amos picking things up for himself. And
but then does Anna learn from Amos a little bit? I'm feeling that Anna.
I think I'm just doing what needs to be done. And Amos says, same with me. That's what I've always done. I think she's definitely taking things from Amos. She's not showing any sort of distaste or disgust for Amos, which is what a lot of people do when they find out what he is and how he.
This is all part of Amos's sort of journey to self-determination or whatever. Self-realization as a person. He's had a series of teachers, and they've all because Amos in his own mind lacks a moral system. So he's had a relationship with Naomi, his relationship with Holden, Prax, of course, and then Priest now, who is kind of similar to Prax in some ways, but different. So he's had all these different teachers.
Yeah, it's another gentle. I think that's what Chris says. Another gentle person with a more pacifist point of view.
But all different takes on morality, and he's learning from all of them. And I think one of the important things he's learning is there's not just one way to be a moral person. There are different ways to be. I've got to find what is a moral person to me.
Yeah. And but the thing is, Anna seems to be colder.
Yeah,
like she seems a bit like she's trying to work out why she doesn't seem to care about Clarissa, and that's kind of interesting. She's a lot less. She's a lot less. I don't know. I like her when she's flawed.
Yeah, she's more likable about that, but she's also a bit. Well, as you say, colder. She's a bit. She seems to sort of have a cycle of going through being like really sure of herself, really lost, really sure of herself, really lost. I mean, it reminds me of certain people, but that people can be like that sometimes. But you'd think, well, I don't know, maybe I'm just not very human attuned either. But I think by the time she got to her age, with her relationship in real life and her position and everything, that she'd had some core of stability, and she doesn't seem to have that. She seems to be wavering a lot, but then maybe she thought she had that, or did appear to have that outwardly until
she almost literally says at one point. She almost says at one point, like, I'm trying to be what I think is a good person, whereas I think Prax had a more sort of instinctive understanding of what it is to be a good person. I think it was that sort of what you were getting at, Chris.
Exactly. Yeah. And Anna's sort of idea of it has sort of been turned upside down a little bit, because I don't feel like who was the woman that was killed, the socialite lady, Tilly, that's it. Her and Anna weren't like especially close, right?
No, but they had they were getting on. She was quite honest with Tilly. When Tilly badgered her a little bit, she was just more honest about her intentions and her desires. And Tilly was kind of like, I wouldn't say hedonistic, but adjacent to that in some way. There's a better word for it. She was looking for herself, if you like.
Thrill seeking.
Bit of thrill seeking, yeah. And I think, I mean, she says it in the show, and I think it's clear the thing that really jarred her most about Clarissa and Tilly's interaction was the fact that she just left her and didn't really care one way or another. In fact, she also voices this when she's talking about Alex and Amos, saying, like, I don't give a shit about you. You just happen to be, you're just collateral damage, you just happen to be there. It's Holden I'm after. And that is, I mean, well, I think we can see that Amos has taken an interest in that as well. Although, from a point of view of, you're not going to get through to her. We're going to have to deal with her. That's interesting as well. Again, Amos has learned something that I don't think he would have done. He shows more restraint in that he actually says it rather than just goes and shoots her. Yeah. Which is something that's changed. He's learned that, because, I mean, there was people that he would just have... There's people he has just shot in the past, but there was no immediate physical danger, so I suppose he would take his time more there. But there's the thing where he's like, I'll put her down or whatever, and Anna's like, no, don't do that. And then he, rather than going, well, what the hell are you going to do with her, or arguing about it, he then says, okay, well, I'll kill her a more humane way then. That's when he goes to next. And I think that's interesting. I think that's something about Amos that's we say the characters don't change, the situations change around them, but I think that one is a sign of Amos learning, Amos
is definitely an exception to that. Yeah,
he's not just making a decision and that's it. He's now considering the decisions. Not like, oh, what's the impact of this or whatever. It's like once he gets an argument from someone, he again goes, right, why are they arguing? And he takes it as a thing of non-cruelty, you know? It's like, oh, right, no, okay, well, we can do this. She'll just drift off instead. But Anna's like, no, it's not about her. It's about us. It's about Anna wants her to go back to Earth or wherever they're from and get a trial and be put in prison, basically. That's what Anna wants. She wants her to be... She doesn't want her to get an easy out, which is an interesting point of view from a religious person who, you know, surely by definition must believe in the afterlife and all that bollocks. So she must think, surely she would think, well, that's fine, she'll get judged by the God or whatever, and that'll be...
I mean, I don't know if we know what religion looks like in the future like this. I mean, it could be the case that it's understood or accepted that God's non-interventionist, or that there isn't an afterlife, but religion still remains, or something like that.
Well, the whole judged at the pearly gate stuff, that's more sort of like Christian folklore than Christian theology. There's not really anything of that in
Yeah, well, it's just an idea. I mean, also that's a justification for people, going and slaughtering thousands of people who aren't us, whatever us happens to be at the time, which all over the world. But yeah, so I think that, okay, maybe I'm being very cynical there then, instead of just my normal level of cynicism. But yeah, so I think the point is that Anna wants her to go back and face up for what she's done. Because she does seem quite resilient. She's a bit scared when she gets the gun pointed at her, but her reaction to almost everything has been to just automatically switch on her, what's it called, endocrine boost system or whatever it was called, her superpowers, and then become violent. Pardon?
Oh yeah,
augmentations. Yeah.
Yeah, Clarissa's like morality is actually kind of strange to me. She doesn't care about Amos, but
she cares about what her dad thinks, though.
I mean, that's I think
that's a super duper daddy issue situation there,
Absolutely, yeah. And also, it's like, does she seems to be very ill-informed, because it's like, if you want to go after Holden, surely Amos and Naomi are like pretty good. You want them as well, right? Ideally.
Yeah, in a way, but don't, you think about how many billionaires really know what's, she's from like the richest family and the how would she, how much attention is she going to pay at the details?
Well,
I mean, I
don't
the face
know
of it, and
well, I guess, but the documentary crew, well.
I don't know if she paid much. Yeah, but would she pay attention to that? I suppose
if she's learning how to do the mechanics to get onto a ship, that's quite dedicated, isn't it?
You would think, she's done enough. She's done enough research to presumably she got the engineering training in order to accomplish what she's trying to accomplish. You would think she would do, if she's doing that much sort of prep. You would think, I think Chris.
Maybe she would know more about Amos and Alex and Naomi. Then
know that they're important, because if she, if she killed Amos and Naomi, that would hurt Holden. But I guess maybe she's just more sort of single-minded than that. She just has to kill Holden. That's her, or not really kill. It's discredit, isn't it?
Yeah. She wants to. No, I think she wants both. I think she wants to make him look like the bad guy completely, then get rid of him. It's a very I mean, if we're going to talk about influences, Melville, obviously, we're talking Moby Dick here, aren't we?
Yeah,
which maybe is a better way of looking at her attitude to the crew of the crew of the Rocinante is like, doesn't matter. He's the prize,
How are you seeing Melba at this point, Chris?
Do you mean Clarissa?
Yes.
Melba called Clarissa Moe.
I gotta be honest. Bit. I think I still stand by my the flashback statement is that I would have got this character without the flashback.
More. What's your emotional reaction to her currently?
Oh, a little bit of confusion, really, because it's a little bit like Anna. Actually, to be honest,
I think they're both confused at this point.
Oh, Anna's definitely confused, but she knows she's confused.
Yeah.
Whereas she is. whereas with Clarissa, it's like it's like I don't know. Like it's a bit like, well, lots of people have shitty parents. It doesn't mean you go around killing people. Or
that's what Anna says to her, right?
Yeah. Like that's it. And it's like, and it. I don't know, and I don't even necessarily find it that interesting as of yet. Maybe I'll turn around on it, because you guys seem to have stronger opinions on Clarissa than I do.
Well, Drew certainly has. Drew's got a thing for sure.
Less Hamish, I think. Yeah, it's teleological, it's spoilery, because it hints at what's coming. But for me, the show does it a lot though. It shows you characters in their worst light, and you're like, oh, they're a cunt. And then you get to know them a bit better, and it never sort of like, because Avasarala torturing that dude at the beginning, that's still evil to me. That is never justified.
Oh, and she basically causes your least favorite character's death.
Well, kind of, yeah. But I come to love Avasarala, and Amos. You've been on that journey now with Amos, like psychopath as far as you can, in the everyday sense. At the beginning, like horrible, evil, violent, solves everything with violence. And you come to know him over time, and you love him not because of it or despite, like, it doesn't justify it, but you love him. You get to know the full character,
full person. Yeah.
Clarissa is another one of those. You're not seeing it yet, of course, and Clarissa is another one of those. I think less so Hamish, but for me, Clarissa is another one of those.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, I'm willing to get that I don't understand the character, maybe, but I also don't seem to care to understand the character.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say it about a lot of people through.
I think at the point,
it's just we're picking your favourites out of it in a way, one's favourites.
And what's your? So we're towards the end of season 3 now. So again, going through it for the first time, like, how do you feel about, like, the sort of the broader arcs, and like at this point? Like, you still enjoy it? Is season 3 as enjoyable as the previous ones, or and that kind of thing?
Yeah, every bit is enjoyable. To be honest, it's I'm waiting for it to drop off, like you said it would. To be honest,
I like season 4. I like season 4.
What I like about it is that, like you say, it's not afraid to up the ante a little bit. This is why I kind of think the time travel's kind of in the midst of it, because it's like, what can you do? Like, I thought this was going to be too, dare I say it, grounded for aliens, and then they bring in aliens, but it works. And then they bring in the ring thing, and I think, okay, this is starting to look a bit more like Stargate or something, but it works. It's like, and so I want to, so I'm kind of curious to see, like, where are they going to drop the ball? Like, or how far?
They never really drop the ball. To me, it's the kind of stories they're telling get a little bit more interesting, less interesting to me. It's not a big. It doesn't fall off a cliff or anything like that.
Okay. Don't worry about that. But also it's like, I'm looking forward to seeing how far they push the envelope. I know that sounds like a fucking deleted interview from a box set answer, but like,
no, you're right, because in this show, they usually, when that's said, it's they do something stupid and it doesn't work. But in this show, like you say, they do stupid things and make it somehow fit.
I think
that's why the nuclear explosion thing jars so much.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. Yeah,
is because it doesn't quite. There is a point to it. I'm sure if I analysed it enough, I'd find, like, there's maybe 3 things that they always do with each big thing or whatever, and they've dropped one of them off by accident, and they've only got the 2 of the 3 or whatever. It's something like that.
To me, it just feels like they didn't have enough time in the episode to narratively justify.
Well, that's the other thing, is you've got to remember as well that this is like half a series to fit in a whole book to get them. And I don't know if that was a deliberate thing to get them onto a book per series or something. And I'm not sure what the TV company side of it is.
That seems likely. Yeah, that seems likely. Yeah.
So we'll see how that, we'll see how that matters in terms of pacing. I do like the faster pacing though, but
I think you're right. It does help the pacing a bit, but it also it causes little bits of discomfort like that as well.
When you say you like the faster pacing, do you mean just straight up you prefer a show that is paced a bit quicker, or is it in contrast to the slower stuff, or you like it mixing it up, or you prefer it all to be like this?
It's more base than that. Like it's more like I just like lots of things happening.
I like the
payoff. Yeah, like in reality, maybe they could have slowed it down and it would have been just as good, maybe better or whatever. But I can't deny that I'm liking the fact that every episode has some fucking bombshells in them.
No, the reason I asked is because I think first time through I felt the same. Like I was like, like things are happening more quickly. But on a rewatch, I think Hamish will agree. Like you really appreciate the build-up episodes.
Yeah, you do
because you know what's coming, so the build-up is more meaningful then.
Yeah, and like we say, there's things that have happened back at the start of series 1 that will still come up. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things in particular I'm just thinking that don't really pay off until the 6th series, which is the last series that come up, and it's just whether they had whether they were like writing it with that much thought ahead, or whether it was just we said this.
Like they were.
It feels like it feels like they were building concepts of things within the universe of their story, and then they decide, here's one that we can use in the 4th book or the 5th book or whatever. We can do this,
And we are basically at the halfway point now.
Yeah, we're at the halfway point at the end of the next one, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, we are. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. It feels further along in some ways because so much has happened.
Yeah, that's it, though. Yeah, but this is it. This is the interesting thing about what we're saying about the pacing is, but a lot has happened, even though it seemed a bit slow in places, so much still happens.
Yeah, I think I like. I don't know if there's like a magic formula, but I like so far as a first time viewer, I like the mix. Like it feels like a bit fast, a bit slow, a bit fast, a bit slow.
Like
no real, no real rhyme or reason to it, but it keeps you on your toes. Maybe it makes it feel like real life in a way where how like with real life. You get like a boring bit, and then you get like a fucking crazy ass shit, and then a boring bit.
And when you're in the boring bit, you really want the crazy bit. And when you're in the crazy bit, you really want the boring bit.
Yeah. It feels more organic when it does stuff like that, And this show is very good at making things seem organic because this episode, I'm guessing, takes place over a couple of weeks. Because
that makes sense. I can see that. Yeah.
I'm guessing. I get the feeling because it takes time for ships to come in.
Yeah, because it just switches from the offer being put out to all the ships getting there, and we know that they can't get there at super high speed because of the thing. But they are all being drawn towards the orbit of the station as well. I wonder how much difference that makes. I mean, obviously, it seems to be an absolute speed limit rather than a relative speed limit.
Well, everything isn't it all equidistant or something like that?
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're getting pulled together anyway. So, but as you say, there's
kind of another good line when Amos gets on the behemoth and they take his weapons off him, and then he says, "I'm going to need that gun back." At one point, that made me laugh.
Yeah,
that really did. That was like, it's like, give me that back. I need to shoot you.
Exactly. Give him one gun back. I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a Diogo interaction that will never endear him to the people he's talking to. That and Bobby, he pisses Bobby off as well, doesn't he? Nice armor. Haha, I'm taking all your stuff. Sort of line, it's this very.
And he's going to play with it.
Petulant and childish. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Do you think that the Martian? Do you think the Martian outfit has like some self-defense mechanisms against people like Diogo?
Well, their armor is all individualized, isn't it? So
yeah.
Well,
is he going to push the button that makes it separate and just go and knock himself out?
That would be great.
Yeah,
He'll
push the button. It does to him what the station did to that other guy. You
know? Yeah. I
like people messing with James Bond's gadgets or something.
Yeah. Is there like an Austin Powers thing where it's a click or like a click pen? It's like, oh, what's this? A pen.
Do you know what? I've never seen Austin Powers.
You probably won't like it.
I think I've seen the first one, and it just.
I think I would, but I think the character's kind of irritating, but he's meant to be irritating. I think I've just got to get over that because I think I probably would enjoy it because I like Mike Myers stuff.
Yeah, I generally like Mike Myers. Did you like? What was it called? Is it something like My Girlfriend's an Axe Murderer or something, or Help I Married an Axe Murderer?
Not
something like that.
Saw it once at the time, but yes, enjoyed it.
Yeah. I thought it was good. People seem to slag that one.
The third Austin Powers film, Goldmember, is definitely a drop off from the trilogy. Like they do two reasonable films, in my opinion. They're okay. They're nothing. You're like I don't.
Yeah, there's a couple of bits. Yeah. It's got a hint of a. It's got a mixture of things in it, including the sort of Zucker Abrams type feel.
It's
Do you know
a bit
what I'm talking about with that, Drew? Like Airplane and Naked Gun.
Yes.
But they don't quite pull it off as good.
They don't nail it as because Airplane and even Top Secret.
Yeah, Top Secret's excellent film. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Top Secret.
Right. Say nothing more about it. Watch it. It's brilliant.
Okay. I think you're right.
Kilmer's finest.
There is. I mean, there are a few Austin Powers moments like that. You know I don't know if you know this one.
I think it's probably more of a collection of memes and clips.
Yes, a collection of memes.
Film.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And the third one falls off largely because it's all celebrity cameos, and it's just like
right. Yeah. It's like the worst Simpsons episodes.
Yes, like the worst Simpsons episodes, exactly.
But this is the such and such celebrity episode. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think Beyonce makes an appearance in the third one.
Oh god.
I was like, and
when Tony Blair turns up, that's always fucking depressing. But I was going to say, James Bond is so ripe for parody that it's surprising it doesn't happen more. Because watching James Bond is like watching a parody.
Yeah, but one of the versions of Casino Royale was a parody.
Oh, the first Bond film to screen, right?
No, I don't think it was the first one. The first one was before that, but.
Oh, you might be right. Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, well, there is a lot of Bond parodies, but they tend to get lost in the ether.
Maybe. There was the video game No One Lives Forever. Do you remember the video game No One Lives Forever, which was sort of James Bondy, 60s James Bondy parody game? It was quite fun.
Do you know what I reckon to freshen up Bond? They should change the James Bond and make James Bond like a butch biker lesbian.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fucking great.
Just as just as like womanizing.
Yeah.
Right. Just maybe even make her a little bit racist or something. Like
Nessa from
if you make him not problematic, it's not James Bond anymore.
Exactly.
But watching James Bond now is deeply uncomfortable because it's. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you've nailed it. That would be perfect.
And maybe make Q. I don't know if this was better, like good, but make Q like a trans Catwoman. Because they're good with computers, so it makes sense, right?
They are good with computers.
Yeah,
they are though. You're not wrong.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But also problematic. I'm not saying No,
but it's knowingly. It's playing with rather than being.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, I don't know. But I for some reason my mind goes, butch biker lesbian next James Bond. Why not?
Yeah. I think it's got to be a woman. I think if you want James Bond to still be watchable by normal people, it's got to be because I can't watch James Bond. Like sometimes I'll go and watch the really old ones, but it's a hateful watching because it's horrible. Yeah. He's horrible. He is a horrible person.
A lot of that.
I always think of like Alan Partridge when I think of Bond. You know how Alan Partridge.
Yes.
He always sort of idolizes Bond in this way, and I can't watch anything James Bondy without thinking Alan Partridge would love this.
It is that. I like Alan. Alan. It brought something out that was already there, kind of thing. And when you watch it, it's too obvious now.
God, I to me, Alan Partridge is just so spot on with his parrot.
I think what's his name? The dude.
Steve Coogan.
Fucking like one of our best comedians ever. Like he's just stunningly good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like how when with the Alan Partridge, he does like one of those nasty magazine shows called This Time, and it's like he is like Piers Morgan and Richard Madley, like just maybe a bit of Alan Titchmarsh thrown in,
I was thinking, yeah,
and also just point like I don't care about this, but I am fucking pissed off that Alan Titchmarsh got a knighthood. I'm furious.
He's a piece of shit. He's the thing that like he's always seemed a bit like Little Englandy conservative wanker.
I didn't know he got one, but
he started writing articles about how video games cause violence. Like way after that was like a laughable idea, and it's just like fucking.
He's a shit gardener. He's a shit gardener.
He's a shit gardener.
He's a shit gardener. He's decking up everywhere.
That would probably offend him the most out of,
Yeah, no, I think he's basically the reason why people ended up stop watching Gardener's World. Monty Don's just repairing the damage at this point. I love Monty Don. He's great.
Yeah.
To be honest, he would be my man crush, except the fact that I know that he probably loves his wife dearly and would never do anything to jeopardize.
No. The problem with that's not the problem with that. The problem with that is you're too fucking similar.
Oh, that'd be. Maybe,
you are the Monty Don of our, That's
the nicest thing.
That makes me the Titchmarsh, I suppose. Anyway,
no, you're not the Titchmarsh. So you're the Charlie Dimmock.
Oh,
I'm not sure how to take that at all. Really,
see that.
So many ways.
I'm the dirt.
Excellent. So. Just to round up because we're hitting a long episode here and we've said a lot of things that were way off target.
Oh god, and I bet I feel like we've still missed a lot.
I was just going to say, well, the one thing I was just going to bring up was clarifying the Holden parts, because as I say, okay, I'm pushing it slightly, not spoilery, but at least pushing it to this point so that you get sort of ram home the point that there's a division brewing. This is not just it's clear in the episode, but if you only talk about one pile side of it, you don't really walk away thinking about the two sides. But Holden and the others are obviously trying to build a plan where Miller's direction, the investigator comes into it and they can do something or communicate it, and that's their thing. And so I think it's not too much of a stretch to say that we're going to see that division being the focus of the next episode.
Holden's trying appeasement, and Ashford wants to attack Hitler.
Something like that, but not quite.
It's just a station with different opinions.
See, I almost don't want to get into this, but
Eros never happened.
But I almost don't want to get into this, but what's his name? I forgot his name now. Prime Minister of Great Britain.
That's Chris.
Hitler.
No, before that. Prime Minister of Great Britain, Hitler. When?
Well,
what timeline do you live in? He wasn't he?
Oh no!
See the man in the High Castle?
Yeah. Well, in the Chamberlain.
Norwich.
Bloody hell, you guys are.
Hitler likes Norwich.
Yeah. Like I think there was. Now I heard this is only like some guy in a pub told me when I was living.
It's the German part of England.
Yeah, well. Basically,
in terms of the Angles, Anglia, the Angles. Anyway, sorry, tell me.
Anyway, some guy in a pub said that if Hitler had successfully invaded the UK, there's a substantial chance that he would have considered making Norwich the capital.
There is this thing on. Yeah, there are some places that he was talking. Operation Sea Lion's got a lot of interesting.
I hope that's true.
Interesting if bizarre.
No
interesting if bizarre plans in it. But
they have a blue plaque in Norwich that says like Hitler's capital.
Hitler's capital. Because the thing is, I would usually love that thing.
We've got Bernard Matthews and Hitler. Is that what we're saying about?
Alan Partridge. Yeah.
Alan Partridge. Yeah.
The thing is, though, it's like this can't possibly who would make that up?
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's wrong or if it's right, but he's got the wrong place.
Maybe,
but it's not entirely wrong. It's not entirely wrong. There are some places in Britain that Hitler thought were good.
I don't want to Google it, and don't comment, because if it's wrong, I don't want to know. I want to. It's such an enjoyable idea that and this is why I think people are flat earthers. They just want a more interesting world to live in, and that's fine. Like, you know, I want to believe that.
I think flat earthers have lost control over their lives, and they want some sort of
cling on to. That's why people vote for Farage, you know.
Well, people vote for Farage because they just fall for the grift, really, isn't it?
That's what the flat Earth thing is. It's a grift. Nobody's getting anything out of it, but other than
that's why I don't think it's a grift. I think it's like people who are, you know, you meet otherwise rational people. This is going to sound more dismissive than I intended.
Around here, there's a lot of
who really into astrology, and I think it's a fun hobby rather than like. And it's like believing in Santa Claus. You've got to make yourself believe in it a bit for it to be a fun hobby. But it's fundamental. It's just a fun hobby. And it's harmless.
Yeah. Actually, there's a guy.
It's not, though, is it?
I think it's harmless.
Well, flat earthers?
Unless you literally astrology.
Right.
Our friend
Reagan. There's my argument against astrology.
If you make political decisions based on astrology, that's a problem.
But people make life decisions based on it.
Our friend Jason the farmer, he's quite into astrology, so you know we don't want to discredit.
I don't want to offend anybody who's a superstitious nonsense person like religions and astrology.
Astrology
is no different than asking God for advice.
No, I never said it was. This is the thing. People say, "Oh, well, no, I know, I know it isn't."
But when I say that, I mean something different to what Hamish means when he says that. When I say it's the same thing, I'm like, and it's all cool. And Hamish is like, and it's all bollocks.
Hang on, we need to rewind a bit.
I'm hovering over the stop button. I'll tell you that much.
Oh no, there's a guy on a podcast I listen to who he goes ghost hunting, and that's not what